What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video on my channel Skotrix, and today as you can see we are back on NBA 2K21 Next Gen for another build guide video. And in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to build the best Tracy McGrady build in NBA 2K21 Next Gen. This build has amazing finishing, shooting, playmaking, defense. It is a super good all-around 6'8" demigod build, and I'm gonna show you how to build it in this video. But before we get into that, really quickly, I just want to mention, if y'all are not subbed to my channel yet, make sure you click that subscribe button. Only about 2% of people who watch my videos are actually subbed to my channel, so if you click that sub button right now, you can join the 2% gang. I really appreciate it, helps out a lot. But with all that being said, without any further ado, let's get right into the video here. Alright, so on this first screen, nothing really matters too much. The only thing that's important is you want your position to be a small forward. This is definitely the best position to make this build. You could make it a shooting guard as well, but you're not going to get as many badges. So I recommend making it a small forward so that you can get quite a few more badges. But if you do want to make it a shooting guard, you could also do that and just follow the upgrades that I do. You'll get the same amount of upgrades, you just won't have as many badges. So small forward for me is the perfect one though. Then for the hand, jersey number, name, none of this matters. You can set this up however you want. Then just go ahead and click continue. Now for the body settings for this build, first off for the height right here, like I said, you do want to go up 1 inch to 6'8". I believe this is Tracy McGrady's height in real life, and it's also the best height to make this build. 6'8" is really good because, well, there's a few reasons. One, you're going to be able to get pro dribble moves at 97 overall. 2, you'll be able to guard every single position at 6'8", which is really good, especially considering most big men are only 6'9", and you'll have no problem guarding guards as well. And the third reason to make it 6'8" is it gives a really good balance across all of your attributes. You can see your finishing, shooting, playmaking, defense, and physicals are all really well balanced. And you're also going to be quite a bit taller than most other guard slash wing builds. So 6'8" right there for the height. Then for the weight right here, you do want to bring this down a bit so you can get your speed up. You want to bring this down to 196 pounds right here. You can see this brings your speed back up to an 84. And it also brings up your acceleration and your speed with ball, which is good as well. But the thing that's really important here is the 84 speed. And remember, once you get into the Gatorade facility, that will go +4, so you'll be able to get your speed all the way up to an 88, which is amazing for a 6'8" build. So 196 pounds right there, no point in bringing it any lower, and if you bring it any higher, your speed goes down. Don't want that. So 196. Then for the wingspan right here, just leave this at base, don't touch this. It is perfectly balanced right here at 6'11". You can see your driving dunk is at a 90, which is more than enough. You're going to be able to get every single dunk package in the game, so that's good. And your shooting is also really good, 92 mid-range, 89 three-pointer, really good right there. Now you do have to bring it down quite a bit if you want to get pro dribble moves right off the rip, but for me that's really not too important. I don't mind grinding up to a 97 overall to get the pro dribble moves, and honestly that's what I recommend for you guys to do. Just grind up to 97 overall to get the pro dribble moves. You won't regret it at all, because to bring this down all the way down to here, you do have to give up so much driving dunk, and you don't want that. So just 6'11" right there for the wingspan, perfect length. And then you can go down to the body shape right here. This doesn't matter, you can choose whichever one you want, whichever one you like the look of the best. It won't change the attributes, it won't change the badges, it's really up to you which one you like the best. For me, I'll probably just take defined because I think it's the most similar to Tracy McGrady. But again, you can choose whichever one you want, then just go ahead and click continue. Now for the attribute and badge distribution for this build, first off for the finishing right here, you just want to go ahead and go down to your driving layup and put this all the way up to max. Then same thing with your driving dunk, put that all the way up to max, standing dunk all the way up to max, and then your post control right here up to a 56, and this will give you 16 finishing badges. And as you can see, you can get basically every single good finishing badge onto Hall of Fame except for posterizer, but you will be able to get that up to Hall of Fame above 95 overall. So basically every single good finishing badge all the way up to Hall of Fame. And with your amazing attributes as well as all those badges, you're going to be a super good finisher, just like T-Mac in real life. So yeah, just have all your finishing set up like that, and then you can go down to your shooting. For shooting, you want to max out your mid-range, three-pointer, and then put your free throw up right here to a 78, and that will give you 21 shooting badges. And as you can see, same thing with the finishing, you can get a ton of good shooting badges all the way up to Hall of Fame. And there are a few that you can only get onto gold as well, but just like for the finishing badges, some of those gold ones will be able to get up to Hall of Fame. And if you watch till the end of the video, you will see which shooting badges that show as gold here can get all the way up to Hall of Fame when I show you how to put on the badges. But this will be more than enough shooting badges to go along with these attributes. You're going to be an amazing shooter, you're never going to miss. So then you can go down to the playmaking. For playmaking, you want to max out ball handle, speed with ball, and then put your pass accuracy up right here all the way to an 85, and that will give you 15 playmaking badges. And same thing here as with the finishing and the shooting, every single good playmaking badge onto Hall of Fame, some of them onto gold, but some of those gold will get up to Hall of Fame once you get above 95 overall. And also that 78 ball handle, so you will be able to get pro dribble moves at 97 overall. So just set up your playmaking right there. You're going to be a good playmaker with this build. But now you can go down to defense. For defense, you want to go ahead and max out perimeter, defensive rebound, and block just like that, and that will give you 13 defense badges. You could also upgrade the steal instead of these. I'll show you how to upgrade the steal instead in a second, but first off, let's just go down to the physicals right here. For the physicals, you want to max out speed, acceleration, and stamina, just like that, and that just about maxes out the build. But now I will go back up to the defense really quickly and just show you the steal upgrade, and I'll also show you the reason why I don't like upgrading the steal and why I'd rather upgrade the block and the rebound. Because if you look at this right here, your block is maxed out, your rebound is maxed out, and you get the intimidator badge because your block is so high, which is really good for a guard build like this. But if you bring down your block and if you bring down both of your rebounds right here and instead put those attributes into steal, you can see you can only get your steal up to a 64 and it only gives 2 defense badges. Instead of if you upgraded your block and your rebound, you'd be able to get these all the way up. So you'd have good block and good rebound and also 13 defense badges. So that's the reason why I really recommend upgrading these instead of the steal. It's just such better value. But if you want to upgrade the steal, you could do that. You'd probably have to give up some playmaking or something to be able to get enough steal to get enough badges for defense, because it really does not give as much badges as upgrading these. So this is how I recommend setting it up, just like this. And you do have a few extra attributes. I'll just put them into vertical right here. And that'll be the final attribute setup for this build to go along with the 16 finishing badges, 21 shooting, 15 playmaking, and 13 defense. Then you can go ahead and click continue. Now for the takeover right here, this is really personal preference. You can choose whichever one you want. You have the option between the slasher, shot creator, sharpshooter, and lockdown takeovers, and you can really choose whichever ones fit your playstyle the best. But for me, since this is the T-Mac build and he's one of the greatest scorers of all time, I'm going to take a slashing takeover as my primary and a sharpshooting takeover as my secondary. I'll just go with those two right there. Easy blow-bys and limitless range, but really any of the takeovers are good. It just depends on your playstyle. Then you can go ahead and say yes, and as you can see right here, boom, 3-level scorer, shades of Keith Van Horn, Gordon Hayward, and Brandon Ingram. But I compare this build to Tracy McGrady. It is a really good all-around build, just like Tracy McGrady was a really good all-around player. But now I will take a quick second and show you guys how to put on the badges. Like I said, these are the final attributes right here as well, just so you can see which badges are best to put on this build, which badges that showed as gold on the previous screen will get up to Hall of Fame, and just how I recommend setting up the badges for this build. But first off, for finishing right here, you're going to want to go ahead and get Posterizer all the way up to Hall of Fame once you get above 95 overall, Slithery Finisher all the way up to Hall of Fame. Then if you took a slashing takeover like me, you're going to want to go ahead and get Heat Seeker all the way up to Hall of Fame. And then you're going to want to go ahead and get Fearless Finisher onto bronze, Lob City Finisher onto bronze, and Acrobat onto silver, just like that. This is the best way to set up the finishing badges for this build. Super good finishing badge setup right here. You'll have no problem finishing at the rim consistently. So just go ahead and say yes. Now for the shooting badges right here, first off, you're going to want to go ahead and get Deep Threes all the way up to gold. Hot Zone Hunter up to Hall of Fame. This is one of those badges that showed as gold, but can actually get up to Hall of Fame once you get above 95. Then you're going to want to go ahead and get Hot Shot all the way up to Hall of Fame if you took a shooting takeover like me. If not, you can ignore that. Then you're going to want Deadeye onto gold, Blinders onto gold as well, Rhythm Shooter also onto gold. And then with this last badge, you can either put it into Stop and Pop or Volume Shooter. For me, I'm just going to put it into Stop and Pop right here. And this is the best way to set up the shooting badges for this build. Again, super good shooting badge setup right here. You're going to be a lights out shooter with this build. So just go ahead and say yes. Now for the playmaking badges right here, first off, you're going to want to go ahead and get Handles for Days all the way up to Hall of Fame, Quick First Step all the way up to gold, Unpluckable onto silver, which is really all that you're going to need it onto. Then you're going to want to get Ankle Breaker onto bronze, Space Creator onto bronze, and Tight Handles onto bronze. These are all really the dribbling badges that you're going to need. You'll get every single animation just by having these onto bronze, or every single good animation at least. You really don't need them any higher than bronze, so just put all 3 of those all the way up to bronze. And then with your last few badges right here, you can put them into Bullet Passer, or if you really want to help out your teammates, you could put them into Dimer. But for me, I'm just going to go ahead and get Bullet Passer all the way up to gold, just like that. And this is how I'm going to set up the playmaking badges for this build. Go ahead and say yes. Now for the defense badges right here, first off, you're going to want to go ahead and get Clamps all the way up to gold, Intimidator also onto gold. Then if you took a defensive takeover, you're going to want to get Hot Stopper. I didn't, so I'm going to ignore that. Instead, I'm going to get Chase Down onto bronze, Rim Protector onto bronze, Rebound Chaser onto gold, and then Pick Dodger onto silver, just like that. And this is the best way to set up the defense badges. There are other few good badges that you can put on, like Heart Crusher, again Hot Stopper if you took the takeover, even Pogo Stick, even though you're not a big man, could be a good badge for this build. But for me, this is how I'm going to set up the defense badges right here. Go ahead and say yes, and there you guys go. That is how you build the best Tracy McGrady build in NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe to my channel if you're new. Like I said, only 2% of people who watch my videos are actually subbed to my channel, so if you click that sub button right now, you can join the 2% gang. I really appreciate it. Helps out a lot. But anyways, that's going to be it. Alright. Peace.